Hello and welcome back to HLS Crypto. My name is Dan. I'll get my big head out the way. Feeling overwhelmed by crypto? Watch this. So today we're going to be talking about how you can feel overwhelmed or stressed by crypto and how to counteract this and why you are probably feeling like you don't have enough crypto. Now this is normal and it's perfectly fine. So firstly, let me tell you the main reasons behind creating the channel, because I think this will give you a little bit of help, a little bit of insight into who I am and maybe what something that you may be able to do for yourselves in the future as well. So first, I wanted to create a channel that I wish I had available to watch in the run-up to the 2021 bull run. So, like I've said before, I'm never going to call out any other channels and things like that. It's not a drama channel. I'm not interested in that. I'm probably too old for that kind of stuff. That doesn't bother me. But when in the 2021 bull run, when everyone's crying out and saying, "Look, we're going to get 100K Bitcoin, possibly even more," and all these different predictions that people had, I didn't understand cycles, bull markets, bear markets, and how these things worked, and how if you accumulate enough during a bear market and you sell, as reasonably close to the top as you can during a bull market when all the hype and factor is in there, then you have a much better chance of success. So watching the things that I were watching were probably a little bit more they weren't so much meme based, although I don't like the whole meme hype. It wasn't something that was legitimately what I was kind of doing. I still bought some very good, fundamentally great cryptos, but the excessive price targets enabled people or allowed people to hold on far too long and unfortunately got wrecked. So for me, I didn't want that to happen to other people. So that was one of the key things. So if I was able to watch this channel back in 2020, in the run-up to the 2021 bull run, I would have felt much more confident in what I was doing. Two, I wanted to build a place that becomes a community that we can talk about lots of various projects and discuss them and ultimately change our lives as a group. I want everyone watching this channel to achieve their dreams, and I genuinely do. And if you don't like me, some people might not like me, and that's fine. Or if you resonate with me, that's great. If that's good. I hope that one day we can maybe go for a beer and have a great time based on the fact that we've done really well during this 2025 bull run coming up. But either way, whether you like me or not, that's fine. But I do want you to achieve your dreams regardless. I want to help as many people as possible who watch this video or any of the videos on the channel to achieve their dreams. That's one of the most important goals, one of the most important things for this channel. I work for the NHS, as I've said before, which is the National Health Service in England. And it's a caring job. I'm quite empathetic at the best of times, but it's a care-based job. And it's just kind of like a purpose of mine is to be as caring as possible. And I think that there is far too much heartache in the world. And if there's a place, where people can come together and really try and assist each other and help each other, then that's great. And I do discuss as many projects as we can as well. I've got my personal favorite coins, and I've got coins that I'm invested in and things that I want to achieve with those. But I've made a few videos based on what some of you guys have given me in terms of what projects you're in, because some of them are going to be great, and a few of them we've reviewed, and some are really, really good. Some I'm not so keen on, but that's great. We're opening the discussion, we're having a dialogue, and I like that. And thirdly, I had a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers so I can have a revenue stream to allow me to put more investment into the channel, because I know if you've been here for a few of my videos that it is frustrating sometimes when you get that, that sort of weird grey circle, because my laptop just can't power my face to appear when I go from different screen to screen. And I understand that might be a little bit frustrating. So I do appreciate every single one of you who has managed to kind of stick through that and sort of stay with me, because that's it's quite important. So the very first thing that ever happens from any money that comes in through ad revenue or whatever from the channel would be to get better tech, just a better laptop, just so it can just power that, and so it's seamless. And then ultimately add more and fuel the investments into the crypto bag. That's one of the goals. I mean, and if you're a new viewer to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, you don't have to do that straight away. Go and have a look through some of the other videos. See if I resonate with you. If I'm something that you want to subscribe to, then absolutely go and do that. And I would genuinely appreciate it, because I think we're about 88 away now from that 1K mark. So I would appreciate that. So thank you very much. Feeling overwhelmed is normal, and the best way to counteract this is to shut off the noise and do one thing at a time, and don't beat yourself up. And we're all guilty of doing this. There's so much noise in the crypto space, from the FUD to the euphoria. There's always a big load of noise, and it's important to sometimes just come away from that a little bit and sort of ground yourself in a certain way, and just don't be over the top on one thing and dead negative on another. Just try and find that medium ground where you know what you're doing. Don't beat yourself up. It's really important, because every day that you take in your life that you learn something new, and specifically if you're into cryptocurrency, if you're new or if you're an OG or anything, if you're taking something each day, if you learn something new each day about a project, about a procedure, about how you want to do something, then that's a progress. And these progresses can be very small, but it's fine, because it's one step closer to where you want to be. So don't beat yourself up. And I'm guilty of doing this myself. I want to learn even more than I possibly know now. Every day I'm trying to find something new, learn something new, because ultimately it'll help the channel, it'll help me as a person, and hopefully it'll help all you viewers watching as well, because that's important. That's what we're trying to get to. Feeling like you don't have enough is totally normal, no matter what level you get to. Now, this is true. There's people who've probably got $1 million in crypto. I'm not one of them. I'd love to be, but I'm definitely not one of them. But there's people who've got that, who are probably still thinking, maybe, I just need a little bit more. And that's great. That is great, because the more you have in, ultimately, the more you'll make, provided you pick the right projects and you're doing the right things, and you're not buying tops, obviously. But that's normal. It's a normal feeling to feel like you haven't got enough in. I feel it now. I've hit maybe 2 of my actual target goals for certain coins, and I've got so much more. But then even then I'm thinking, well, should have put maybe an extra 10% and, get that a little bit higher. It is natural. It's human nature to want to do that. But I want to fill all my other target bags first, and then we'll add 10% if we have enough time before the bull run, because once that gets to the top, I'm not going to be buying any more then. But you can fix this feeling by setting your targets. Now, this is genuine. So you set that monetary value to achieve your goals. Now, I've said this before in previous videos. If you've got this dream, and it can be, say it's a car, you might want a Lamborghini or a Fiat 500, whatever it is, there's a monetary value associated to that. So align your targets, align what you want with what your target is, so you've got enough to cover your dream goal, basically. So mine's like, obviously, I've said before, go off grid, have a nice cabin somewhere in the woods, and have animals and just live comfortably with growing my own food, generating my own power, things like that. That's something that I want to do. It's kind of like a bit of a dream. Maybe I'm slightly nomadic in that regard, where maybe it won't be fixed. Maybe it'll just be to travel. But ultimately, if I had a home base, that's what I want it to be. And I think for you guys, whatever it is, it might be the house, it might be that you want to travel, it might, whatever it is, you'll know what your goals are and what your dreams are. Set a monetary target against that, and then focus on building your bags to that level. Have a clear and structured exit strategy. I've said this before. If you watch the very first video on the channel, the very first one, I show you a clear exit strategy for Trias. And you can just change that to any coin you like. The principle is still the same. So I'd suggest, if you have the time, to go back and have a check on that. But essentially, it's taking levels of profit. So if you've got H bar, for instance, then maybe you want to set a target of 50 cents, take 20% there, 20% at 73, 20% at 84. I always say go below the psychological human round number. There's more on that in some of the other videos on the channel. Have a 3-prong mindset. So this is quite important. So worst case scenario, and I don't mean zero. Some coins obviously will go to zero, but I don't mean zero as being the worst case scenario. Have your worst possible scenario. Work out what that is. So then you know that if things aren't going so great and you feel we're at the top of the bull run, then take the profit there. Then you've got your expected case. They're your reasonable target frames that you believe your coin will hit. And then best case, so if Bitcoin goes to 120, 150K, then obviously when that money starts filtering down, all the altcoins will start going up. And so your best case can be waiting on what you see Bitcoin doing and then you can amend those targets how you see fit for the best case. DCA in, I've said this before. Some people do this monthly, some people do it weekly, some people do it daily. I don't like daily. I don't think daily is a good idea, but if it works for you, it works for you. Monthly and weekly is kind of where I like to sort of look at it at. So and dollar cost averaging is what it means for anyone new to crypto. So you set a certain amount of money each month. Say if you've got 5 coins that you really like and £500 excess spare income that you can spend in that month. So you may be put $100 in each of those 5 coins, or you might do it where you do 500 in one coin one month, 500 in another coin the next month, and you do it like that essentially. Now that can work too, but I'd be wary that on that month that you want to go for the other coin, it might have pumped 20%. You're thinking, oh well, that's probably the bad time to do it. So whereas if you DCA across all of them, then you're going to catch micro bottoms and tops along the way to the bull run. I know all too well how hard it is to generate additional income to fuel the fire of your investments, but there's always ways, particularly if you have a skill, or more importantly, a strong desire. So if you have a skill, like for instance, you'll notice that my thumbnails started off very, very bad. They've got slightly better. They're not great. They're not great by any stretch of the imagination, but you might be a great thumbnail designer. So you can go onto Fiverr or Upwork and design these things. You might be a single parent who does really well with meal prep, because in today's life, these things are difficult. People are living harder and harder lives. You might have a way to create a YouTube channel and showing what your shopping budget is, how you do it, how you cook, how you feed a family of 4, 5 on this low budget, and how you prepare your meals and things like that. You might have this skill that you can just put online because it's going to be relatable to people. People are going to want to have that knowledge because a lot of people are struggling in the world. So you might have a desire that way, a skill that way, and then a strong desire. Now, I don't believe that you get anywhere by not putting in any of the work in other areas. So, you might have a job that offers extra hours from time to time. If you're the person who's willing to get up that little bit earlier, go and do them extra hours and things like that, to be able to fuel your crypto bags, then you're a hero. You're one of the people who will make it because you're putting in that effort that other people aren't. And I know that's not always possible for everyone. Some people just can't add extra hours to their day. That's fine too. So is there ways that you can, there's things maybe around your house that you don't want anymore that you can get rid of that you just haven't used. Some things sit in people's houses for 5 years. They don't get used. Whereas that might be someone else's treasure. So, you can get in that way if you want to sell some of your things. There's clothes that people have that they want to sell. Every little helps. Every little bit that you can get in. Now, consider it tenfold by the time the 2025 bull run comes. Now, patience is key. This is really key. So when you've done all your DCAs and you're sitting there and you're hoping, this won't happen tomorrow. The bull run doesn't start tomorrow. So you have time. But more importantly, if you are in now and you are building those bags, don't live day to day on it. Don't be worrying day to day. Patience. When that 2025 bull run hits, you will know that your portfolio's 2, 3, 4, 5, 600% up. You'll know. So patience is really key. Don't live for tomorrow. It's not happening tomorrow. Wait, hold, don't panic. It's really key. I want to wish you all well. And I've said previously, I'm genuinely excited to see the comments from you all saying how well you did in the 2025 bull run and how your life looks now. And I can't wait for that. I really can't wait for that. I'm excited about that. And freedom will be a beautiful thing. I have no doubt about that. Financial freedom will be the most beautiful thing I imagine that any of us will ever experience, apart from maybe the birth of a child or a wedding day or whatever it is that meant something so much to you. Freedom is another level of life. And it's something that I fully intend and genuinely want to experience. And I want as many people to experience it with me as they can. So just think about what I've said in this video today. I know it's slightly different. We're not talking about specific coins today, but it's something that I wanted to talk to you about and give you a bit of an idea of what I'm trying to achieve. And hopefully, give you some ideas to what goals that you're trying to achieve. If you like this video, please do smash the like button. It really does help. And like I said before, I think we're 89 away now from that 1K mark to fulfill one of my goals and one of my dreams, which is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So please, if you can, subscribe. If you're not ready to subscribe yet, please go back through a couple of the videos and just have a little look. And if I do resonate with you, then please subscribe. If I don't, then obviously by all means you don't have to. Your view is equally as important. So thank you very much. I hope you have a beautiful day, whatever you're doing and wherever you are in the world. Take it easy, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.